Young world, what's good? I am Abel Green and I am back. Guys, today we are here to talk about Gears of War Reloaded. Now, the title of the video, Gears of War Reloaded, changed the franchise forever. And yes, I said it. Yes, I said it. I actually think Gears of War Reloaded has done just that, right? It's a reintroduction of Gears in its heyday glory, right? All upscaled, higher refresh rates, visualizations just going crazy, sound design sounding crisp. Yo, listen, everything that we want in a Gears of War experience is here, especially for the OGs. The OGs already have walked this walk, but they have something that's even more refreshed than the Ultimate Edition. Even though I personally didn't really care for the Ultimate Edition, but it's better than that in my eyes. But this is very important to the Gears of War franchise, Reloaded is, because it's a introduction to the other side. There's going to be more gamers that are introduced to this game here that is going to ultimately filter into Gears of War E-Day. And who knows what Gears of War E-Day will facilitate in the future. Maybe a remake of the whole entirety of the franchise. Maybe 1, 2, 3, leading up to whatever gets all remade as a remake. I think that would be super, super dope. And that's a high potential. That's what we're facing here. And Gears of War Reloaded is just that turning stone, that turning point that could potentially tip all this shit off. And I'm very excited about Gears of War Reloaded, if you did not know. Now, if you love Gears of War, period, make sure that you like this video. And also, if you care to stay up to date with anything Gears of War related, consider subscribing today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a video to react to. Gears of War Reloaded might change the franchise forever. Major shout out to James DC. He made a video here going through his thoughts about Gears of War Reloaded. And we're gonna watch his video and we're gonna have a conversation. I'm gonna just add my dialogue or just thoughts that just come to my head as he argues his point here, right? Also, guys, before we hop in, all the links to James DC's video will be down in the description below. So with that said, let's get to the video, guys. Let's hop into it.
Today we've got a serious dive into the past, present, and future of the Gears of War universe. And if you're a longtime fan like me, this one is going to hit home. We're talking about Gears of War Reloaded, the surprise remake of the original Gears classic, and why it's more than just a visual upgrade. We're also looking ahead at what the Coalition could do next, with some fans hoping for a remaster of Gears of War Judgment, others crying out for a full Gears 2 remake, and everyone watching closely as Gears of War E-Day slowly approaches. There's a lot to unpack here, from remakes to remasters to what it all means for PlayStation players jumping into Gears for the first time. So today, let's break it all down and see what the future holds for the franchise that changed first-person shooters forever. But all right.
Okay, let's see what my man's talking about. He's about to. He said a lot. He said a lot. He got me enticed. He got me there. But let's see what he's talking about. Let's get into it.
All right, so let's start with Gears of War Reloaded. I want to get something out of the way. This is not just the Ultimate Edition with a shiny coat of paint. It is a full-on remake. And yes, I know, on the surface, it might look like we're retreading old ground.
Ladies and gentlemen, he started off with the error there. This is not a remake. This is not a remake, okay? This is a remaster. It's a remaster. It's all good. It's all good, James. I love you. It's fine. It's fine. It happens. But this game is a remaster. Moving on.
But hear me out. Reloaded is doing something special here. For one, it's not just about giving the original game prettier visuals, it's about completely reimagining the experience while keeping the soul of that brutal cover-based combat intact. If you played the Ultimate Edition back in 2015, that was a decent remaster. It bumped things up to 1080p and smoothed out multiplayer at 60 FPS.
Gears of War Ultimate Edition was okay. Like looking back at it, in retrospect, it was okay for the campaign or whatever. The multiplayer just never hit, and it did not have crossplay or anything. So the Gears of War heads, I don't know, they just didn't receive it well. If I'm being very honest, myself personally, I really could have gave two shits about it, but that's just me. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but let me know down in the comment section. Did you like Gears of War Ultimate Edition? Like, be brutally honest to me, guys. But yeah, moving on.
But now, Reloaded is bringing the heat. Literally, we're talking 4K res, 120 FPS, HDR, VRR, ultra-wide support, real-time shadows and reflections, the whole 9 yards. And even more than that, though, this isn't just a visual update. This remake features crossplay and cross-progression. That means if you're playing on Xbox and your buddy is on PC or PlayStation, you're in it together.
Now that's really huge. Like, I can't say that enough. The crossplay feature for Gears of War Reloaded is fucking awesome. I'm telling you, bridging the gap between communities and have everybody just coming together to ball out on Gears is such a huge W for Gears of War Reloaded. This was not here in Ultimate Edition, and Gears of War sure as hell was not on PlayStation. People really underestimate the fact that now being able to play this game on a whole nother platform, which used to be an opposing platform in a way, is a huge deal. I don't think people understand that enough, but moving on.
No walls, no limitations. This is the kind of ecosystem we've always dreamed about even a decade ago when Gears was so popular. But now let's talk about the elephant in the room, because I literally just mentioned it, and that is PlayStation. This moment is huge, and I hope people really understand that. Gears of War Reloaded marks the first time ever that a Gears game is launching on PlayStation hardware.
Facts.
Hell literally froze over, and now Marcus Phoenix is gunning down Locust on a PlayStation 5. So let that sink in for just a second. This is one of Xbox's most iconic franchises. This is the series that basically defined the Xbox 360 era, sitting right up there with Halo. And now it's crossing over, not just in name, but fully launching on PlayStation 5 with day one parity. Same campaign, same multiplayer, same tech, same literally everything. And now this feels like more than just a business decision. It's a shift in philosophy. Xbox is slowly but surely becoming a platform agnostic ecosystem.
Right.
While that's got its pros and cons, one thing's for sure. A whole new wave of gamers are about to experience Gears for the first time.
See, he highlighted it right there. And again, people aren't understanding this. Gears is a hell of a franchise. A fucking hell of a franchise. And don't you get it twisted. Don't you fucking get it twisted. I Am Black and Gears is Gears. You know what I mean? Like, Gears of War is a heck of a franchise, and PlayStation people, you should be honored. You should take off your hat. You should take off your hat and just notice greatness. You understand? Like, listen, man, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive for PlayStation folks.
And I personally think that is insane. It's one of my favorite franchises ever. So it's cool to see that PlayStation players are finally getting a chance to do it. And now that raises
love it. I love it.
Interesting question, though. What happens next? How do you introduce new players to a franchise with this much history? And that's where the conversation starts to get interesting, and it brings us to Gears of War Judgment. And now let's be honest here. Gears of War Judgment is the black sheep of the series. When it dropped back in 2013,
I would say so.
Thud. Not because it was bad per se, but because it wasn't what fans expected.
Guys, I really gave two shits about Judgment. That's just your boy. That's just your fucking boy. Some people love me for it. Some people hated me for it. Whatever the case is, I just didn't fuck with Judgment like that. I just didn't. Like, I gotta be real. I gotta be me. Fuck Judgment. It just wasn't my thing. Was not my thing at all.
The story was a prequel to the main trilogy, focusing on Damon Baird, the wisecracking, sarcastic tech guy of Delta Squad. And while it offered a new perspective on Locust War, it lacked some of the features and polish of the earlier games. Horde mode was gutted, multiplayer fell off, and the sales reflected that, with only 1 million copies sold compared to Gears 3's 3 million in the first week. Yeah.
Oh,
right. The first week.
The first week.
Insane. But here's the thing.
Amazing.
It wasn't necessarily a bad game. I think it was just misunderstood. And now with Gears Reloaded and E-Day.
I don't think Judgment was a bad game. It's just not something that I preferred. And I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Reshaping the timeline, Judgment might finally have a chance to shine. And you see, E-Day takes place at the very beginning of the Locust War. Judgment picks up shortly after that. So if you're a new PlayStation player getting into Gears for the first time, you're going to want to know what happens next. You're going to want that connective tissue. And right now, Judgment is stuck
fair enough.
60 and Xbox's backwards compatibility program. No PC version, no PlayStation access, and I personally think it is a huge missed opportunity. Think about it. A remastered version, even if it's just the campaign, could bridge the gap. It could give players a better sense of the early war, introduce Baird properly, and build momentum.
I think Xbox has something up their sleeve overall. I think they're going to get the Gears of War franchise right, meaning giving the player the full-on experience that they deserve and give them a well-rounded understanding of what the Gears of War universe is. I think they will do that in some way, shape, or form. And heck, let's be honest, E-Day is kicking that off, isn't it? Like, yeah, we're starting off with a banger already, Lord willing.
Momentum leading into Gears 2 and beyond. And now let's not forget here, the same way Halo 3 ODST got folded into the Master Chief Collection, Judgment could easily be bundled with the future remasters, which leads us to the next big question. What about Gears 2? But okay, so if you ask 100 Gears fans what their favorite entry in the series is, at least 60 of them, including myself, will say Gears of War 2, and I think they'd be absolutely right. This game was a moment.
Gears 2 was awesome. Was awesome.
Introduced us
story-wise and multiplayer-wise. Gears of War 2. Oh my gosh, where's the lotion?
Side of Marcus and Dom, and gave us that gut punch of a scene with Maria. Now, I'm not going to say it.
Sad shit.
But if you know, you definitely know. And
sad shit.
Gameplay-wise, this is where Horde mode was born. Gears 2 didn't just refine the formula, it redefined what the series could be, and it laid the groundwork for wave-based PvE modes across the industry. And
now, I did welcome Horde mode in Gears of War 2. Really thought it was refreshing. I remember playing with my brothers and friends. Good addition to the franchise overall. And also, you started to see a lot of other multiplayer shooters do Horde mode as well. And that was really cool to see. But Gears of War 2 kicked it off in a big way, and it was really dope. Really dope for that.
I personally think it deserves better than to be stuck in Xbox 360 limbo. Currently, you can only play Gears 2 via backwards compatibility.
Unfortunate.
No PC version, no PlayStation.
Hopefully we get a PC version or a remake of Gears of War 2 or a remaster. I'll take whatever they give us as far as Gears of War 2. I would just love to play that again in just a higher refresh rate, updated graphics, basically what they're doing with Gears of War Reloaded, like just for Gears of War 2. I would fucking love that. I know you guys would too. Wouldn't you? Let me know.
Access, no graphical overhaul. It's a fossil that's preserved, yes, but not restored. And now imagine if Reloaded takes off. If this remake performs well, critically and financially, which I think is key, that sends a strong message to the Coalition.
Facts.
Fans want more. They want the golden Gears brought back to life. And if the rumored Marcus Phoenix collection never materializes, a Gears 2 remake could be the next best thing. Maybe even better, give it a reloaded treatment. 4K, FPS, crossplay, the works.
Yes.
Toss in Gears 3 while you're at it. Because
let's go.
You've got a trilogy.
This guy's cooking with gas now. I like the way he's thinking. I'm liking it.
It's some of the best third-person shooters ever made, just waiting to be reborn. And so the real question is, what's the Coalition waiting for? And now let's shift gears here, pun fully intended, and let's talk about Gears of War E-Day. This is the next mainline entry in the series, a full prequel set 14 years before the original game. It brings us back to when the Locust first emerged, following a young Marcus Phoenix and Dom Santiago at the very beginning of the war. This is a chance to reboot the franchise without actually
this scene is crazy.
It.
I fucking love this scene.
And a storytelling gold
shit is amazing.
You get to see how the world reacted when everything changed. The fear, the chaos, the desperation, and if it's done right, it could be the emotional reset that Gears needs. And here's where things get exciting. If Reloaded performs well and E-Day launches as a success, we could see a full reimagining of the entire Gears timeline. So think
I would like that. I would love to see Gears of War get a fair shake and just redone, updated all the way through. The whole franchise deserves it, in my opinion. God's honest truth. I mean, what franchise out there deserves it less than Gears? You know what I mean? Like, Gears is phenomenal. There's a couple of franchises that need a remake, but you know what I mean. You guys know what I'm talking about.
E-Day leads to Judgment, which leads to Gears 1, 2, and 3, all remade and revitalized. It could become a Gears cinematic universe of sorts. Consistent tech, modern gameplay standards, and interlinked stories across all platforms. PlayStation players wouldn't just be catching up, they'd be part of the experience from day one, and that's a huge shift in the landscape.
That is fucking huge. What he said right there is so important, guys, and so important. Picking up the pieces with the new era. You know what I mean? Giving everybody the full visual, the full feel, the full understanding of what Gears of War is. I keep harping on that, and I'm going to keep harping on that. It's such an important thing to do. Such an important thing to do. And Coalition and Microsoft, if they can nail this and get this right, man, Gears could be back in a big way. In a big way. Seriously.
So where does that leave us? Gears of War Reloaded is more than just a remake, it's a statement, a sign that the Coalition and Xbox are ready to bring Gears into the modern era, with visual fidelity, cross-platform support, and broader accessibility than ever before. And for longtime fans like me, who've been chainsawing Locust since 2006, it's a beautiful reminder of why we fell in love with this series in the first place. Whether it's the emotional storytelling of Gears 2, the underdog potential of Judgment, or the bold new future of E-Day, the next few years are going to be massive for this franchise. So yeah, if you're new to Gears, Reloaded is the perfect entry point. And if you're a returning vet, you already know what to do.
So folks, is my man wrong here? Gears of War Reloaded might change everything forever for the franchise that is Gears of War. I agree with him. I agree with him to the nth degree. Gears of War Reloaded is actually like the test bed for what the future could potentially be for the Gears of War franchise, right? Leading up to E-Day, Gears of War Reloaded is like testing the waters and kind of seeing like, hey, do we still got something here? Do we have the potential to garner interest? You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate that some gamers simply cannot comprehend that. They can't just fucking understand that. You know, I don't know if it's a lack of maturity or just being jaded in some way. I don't know what it is, but some people just want Gears to like fade away. Gears of War is a fucking phenomenal franchise, and it should be here everlasting forever. It should always be available to play, in Abel Green's opinion. And that's the only one that matters here. But I do care about your guys' opinion at home. Let me know what you think. Do you feel like Gears of War Reloaded is going to be a game changer for the Gears of War franchise? Be honest, be blunt. You could agree with me. You could disagree with me. I love hearing from my people. You guys are awesome. Always awesome in the comment section. And if I didn't tell you I love you guys. Real shit. So tell me what you think. I agree with this gentleman here. Gears of War Reloaded could be something big. And I'll be sure to catch you guys in my next video. And remember, if it ain't green, oh baby, it ain't me. Get out of here, guys. Peace.